Good morning. Welcome to anyone that joins or watches in replay. This morning's live is a little bit different, as they all are. Today is do random stuff with Matt. So I am on a timeline to get this project done. So today you guys are going to follow me around, anyone that wants to join. We're going to take a trip to the most magical place. Hello, CDB. You're the first one here. Today's live stream's a little different. We're doing a little different mode. This is a little bit, as my Casey would say, is a IRL stream. I guess they kind of all are, right? They're live. We're going to a magical place. Oh. How are you doing this morning? So the weather is nice here this morning. You'll have to cut out early. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for always being here. Today we're going to the store, and then we're going to work on some projects a little bit until I got to cut out around 10:30. No traffic this morning. Hey, Steve. Good to see you. Welcome to my magical car ride to the wonderful land here. We're going to my candy store this morning. Now, my candy store I have to go to out of necessity for many things, so that's kind of cool. That makes for a nice candy store, one you got to go to. Hey, Aaron, good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Welcome in. Tomorrow. This morning's live stream is a little bit different. You're just going around with me to do some projects or chores. And so a little bit more of a in real life, like Casey says, live stream. So we're going to go to the store. We're going to pick up a few things. And then we're going to head back and work on some projects. Try to get my deadline on that silky coop done. And so you guys can join me on that. And then I got an idea I'm going to work on using my actuator and the feed bin. And maybe try and pull it up so that, you know, rodents and things can't get to it. So I might mess around with that a little bit today if I have time. But good to see y'all. All right. We're pulling up to this magical place here. Excuse me. Hope you guys are all doing all right this morning. All right. Can you hear me okay? See me okay? I'm assuming so. Otherwise, someone would have said something. Can you guess? Anyone guess where I'm at? One of Matt's candy stores. 5x5, awesome. I know. Where's Mr. Landfill been? There's a couple people I want to look for just to make sure they're doing all right. You know, I think, though, to be honest, I'm pretty sure I've seen him in some of the other live streams I follow, some of the other creators, because he's in a lot of those too, like Frugal Off Grid and stuff. So I think he's doing all right. People get busy. You know, I start worrying after, well, not worrying, but I start wondering after, you know, it's been like 4 or 5 months. I'm like, I kind of should check in and make sure they're doing all right. But Lowe's. Close. I like Lowe's, but there's not a Lowe's by my house. I'm at the land of crooked lumber. All right, we're going to go ahead and head in, though. Yeah, I don't have a thumbnail, and I don't really go on scheduled times. I'm not here a lot of times. And actually, one of the major creators has a really big channel that I follow. Mr. Landfill, I believe, moderates over there, too. And I kind of want to be over there watching a lot of times, but this is the time I picked for now. Oh, don't go in there. I'll come out poor. Yeah. Oh. You just don't take the credit cards and things, and you'll be all right. Because then I can't, unless I try and steal, and that's not going to happen. So, all right. Let's head in and try not to be too obvious recording. I haven't gone into a store recording yet, so maybe people will just think I'm talking on the phone. Oh, did I flip it? No, there we go. All right, so we're just here for a couple things this morning. I need to get some more metal washers, some more outdoor screws, and we're going to get some couple boards and some boiled linseed oil. Let's see. Hello, Belinda. Welcome. Okay, cool. So it's quickly warming up today. I'll probably be losing this outer shirt pretty quick. Oops, I hit the mute button. So there's no volume because I'm not good with technology. So I'm getting some 2x2s. I need a couple of these. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I hit the mute button. So Belinda was saying something. Was everyone due? You're retired. RN, CDB, yep. I just work at a little retail store. I manage help manage a little retail store. That's what I do. Just a little local spot. Nothing important. It's what I do outside of there that's important. So part of what I'm doing by doing some of these strains, and you're going to see a lot more from me on my channel, here's the IRL, the in real life stuff. I'm going to try and do a lot of filming as I'm doing chores and getting things done. Anyways, so I do have a goal. Just a second. All right. We'll grab one more. We'll get 4 of these. So I've been on YouTube for a few years now, and I've put out quite a bit of content. And my goal's not really to be monetized. It never has been. My goal's actually, I want to put out more DIY type and helpful videos and help people with things I was wondering about in the first place. But I do want to get monetized because things are very expensive in this world right now. So that's my goal. I have enough content out there. So after talking to a few people, I've decided what I'm going to do is some of these, more of these IRL streams or just longer live streams, and try and get my hours up there. So that's kind of why I'm doing some of these. I also have my own website, and so we sell things. There's not a lot on there right now, but I do mini side projects. We sell eggs and whatever I can do there to make money. All right. Getting some of these fence planks. So we got 3 of those, 4 of our 2x2s. Now we need to go for the screws and the linseed oil and washers and the paintbrush. Grafted Branch tees, yeah, thanks, Steve. We haven't been on it so much right now. I think there's only one in the shop right now. I do need to get on that more. Your goal is to finish school and get your job going. Oh, hey, that'd be cool. I do a lot of things. Mississippi from Australia. Oh, how cool. Well, welcome. What time is it there right now? So we got some screws. I got some 1 5/8 outdoor screws. Make sure we use that. I've gone to using washers and screws on most everything instead of staples and stuff like that. Yeah, let's go down here. Alright, I want to look at some of these chains here. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate it. Oh, wow. Well, thanks for joining. Okay, so I want to probably get a piece of chain, I'm thinking, for one of my projects I got going on to lift that feed. So let's see. I don't think I'm going to buy it today. I think I'm just going to look at it. And we'll try and get that project going this week. But we'll look at some pricing and see about that. You could always use cable too. Okay, let's keep going. We got to go get some boiled linseed oil for preserving all the wood. Pretty sure I'm going to go over budget already, even though I'm only getting necessities. So let's go ahead and head down here. I got a washer, I got screws, and we got some boards. Thanks for reminding me. Oh, I wanted to look for some piping, just for pricing. $20. Ooh, boy. Okay. I'll explain later why I'm looking at that when we get back home. Let's see about these ones though. 16, so a little bit cheaper. I think that might work. So I want to put an actuator in one of these and then put a cap on top and the chain out the bottom to waterproof it somewhat. That's the idea. That's what it's for. So I'm going to try and raise and lower the feed bin in the cage. I'll show you all when we get back there. That's not a project for today. It's one we're going to brainstorm today. And if anyone thinks it's a bad idea, then we'll go back. So it's one I'm going to throw out there and kind of show. And then my goal is this week, by Thursday, to get that done. And I'm going to try and live stream a lot on that. So. I've been using the same paintbrush for this project, and it finally fell all apart and all the bristles fell out. So I'm getting yeah. Okay, we have everything we need. I gotta leave without getting anything else. And we want to check out anyway so I can get back and do some projects. Oh, the longer length is cheaper? Is that what they do? Is that what you were saying? Yeah. I believe it. Let's go look. I'll just cut it. I have found, though, that the hardware cloth, the metal hardware cloth, anything metal really is a lot cheaper at Lowe's than Home Depot. Sometimes I think they gouge the price at Home Depot. Yes, well, it's a 10-foot piece. Let's see. So it looks like it's about $10 more, but I get a 10-foot section. I'd have to decide if I need it on other projects first. So we'll look at that, but let's go ahead and go check out. Oh, I gotta get one thing. My guilty pleasure. Do they have it here? Yes. The real cane Coke. Shh. Hello. Which one? Oh, that one looks like it's leaking a little bit. Wrap that up. All right, I remembered my wallet here.
Please check for any unscanned items. Choose your payment type.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'll get back to comments in a minute.
Would you like an e-receipt?
No, I don't. E-receipt.
Thank you for shopping at the Home Depot.
Almost forgot the bag. Woo! Just bought the necessities. Still spent an arm and a leg. Man, everything's gone up in price. I used to make these little trips and, $20. Okay, I want to show something I just learned, and I think it's cool. Everyone else may know and think it's dumb. But did you know that these hooks here are so I can take my bag and hang it there and it doesn't just fall around in the cart? Hey, Palmetto, I was looking for you, actually. I was hoping you were doing all right. I know we got a lot coming up here this week and these next few weeks, but glad to see you. Sorry, I can't really see the comments right now. The sun's in my eyes, so I'm going to head back to the truck and load up, and then I'll take a look at the comments. It's starting to get busy here. Wow, I did a horrible parking job. I didn't do a very good parking job. Alright, here, you can all sit right there while we load up. None of you are on the receipt. I didn't scan y'all. Nope, sorry. Yeah, I was at Home Depot, the candy store. The very expensive candy store. We're gonna go work on the substitute for a little bit here while I have time. Y'all are coming with me. That's what you're doing. Well, I'm gonna crack open this Coca-Cola here before we leave. I want to show y'all one of my guilty pleasures about Home Depot. Bye. No, I'm just kidding. There we go. Try not to show my everything. All right, let's go take the cart back. His storage shed. There's at Home Depot. I like that. I might have to steal that. Who said that, Steve? If someone you follow says that, that's pretty funny. I like that. Yeah. They definitely get too much of my money. Although this project here that I've been working on, I'm going to go to the other side of my truck. I'm actually kind of excited about it. So some of the others I built knowing, we will be leaving the property eventually, and those are probably not going to come. And so when I spend that money, it's kind of one of those type things. But I'll crawl on the passenger side for a minute. I'm going to have my soda. Okay, but this project that I'm building and some of these other ones, I like that I'm doing it in panels I could take with me. So they're starting to get busy. So I got my cane, natural cane soda, cane sugar soda, my church key. I don't think my family's watching. I think they're asleep. I'm giving you guys a sneak peek at one of my my guilty pleasures here before we leave. So when I've had my hard day of work at Home Depot picking up supplies, necessary supplies to keep the home and homestead running, I have to cool off and enjoy a nice cola. Now, I don't drink soda a lot. I actually hardly ever do. It's usually just always water. That's it. Even when I go out, it's always water. But I do like the natural cane sodas, so come to Home Depot. All right, we gotta get going though. I gotta go get in the driver's seat. Okay, now a lot of times when I hop in my truck, it tries to connect to my phone. I don't know if it's going to do that. So if it cuts out, someone let me know. Hey, we still got a couple of y'all in here. All right, so that concludes the trip to Home Depot. Got a couple supplies for today and tomorrow. Oh, I got really... And so we're gonna head back to the home. Y'all come with me. We'll be drinking and driving today, Steve says. Cheers. With as much sugar as this gives me, and I don't need sugar, trust me. I might be kind of just fine. Ooh, their garden section's open though. And they have sod. So in this I can't talk today. In this silky coop, I'm gonna be putting some sod in it a little bit. That's the goal. Even though they'll destroy it, they can enjoy it for a minute. And then I think I'm gonna try and plant some on my side yard this year. Where the dogs will be. But this is the time of year here to plant the sod and then overwinter it. How's your day going, Steve? Made you feel like, I just read that comment, made you feel like being purchased. That's funny. I gotta drink this before I get home though. That's a lot. I don't know, I probably won't finish the whole thing. Keep driving, the truck is full. No garden center. You want to see out the window? So this is I-40 right here that we're intersecting. We're going over. That's the on-ramp to I-40. Oh wow, yeah. Very cool, Steve. That's exciting. I will switch the camera back to me in a minute because I'm not going to show the whole drive home. I can actually see my property from here. The property I'm on. Don't let Casey have any. No. See, there we go, Steve. There we go. So we yeah, Farmer Casey does not need sugar. We try not to give him it. He does have it, you know. and he enjoys it. But he's just like me. We're wound up as it is, and kind of all over the place and all that, both of us. And when I include sugar in that, oh, it's green, Matt, go. Don't spill the soda. All right. Now I'm back. What happened? Am I back? I think I'm back. Ta-da! Excuse me. All right, so we're gonna get back. It looks like it's about 9:30, so I have half an hour to an hour more that I can live stream. And so we're gonna go out, head out to the Silky Coop, the new Silky run. It's kind of a run, and it's not, and it's kind of a house. The house is attached. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this one. So I have we have the chicken coop, the chicken. We have the quail shack, and I need something with the silkies. The silky, let's think. The silky compound. No, I'm just kidding. That sounds funny. It would lead directly to Steve. There we go. So we live right where Interstate I-40 and Interstate I-25 intersect. So that's where I live. And I don't think my family, I don't know if they know I'm live streaming, so we'll go through the house pretty quick. And I'm going to come back for the wood, but we'll get the other stuff. I'll just keep this in here before I go to work. I like that, Steve, the Silky Chateau. Ooh, this phone is hot. All right, I do like that. That's cool. Maybe we'll do that. All right. Can hear my rooster crowing. So we got some of these no crow bands, and I'll review that kind of, I guess, here when we get back there. You can kind of hear them. So they make me laugh. And when you hear him, listen, because it sounds like he's crowing through water, maybe, or someone's choking him. I don't know. He's just fine. It doesn't hurt him at all, and I'll explain it. This is my father-in-law's trailer here. I can't get through this back gate because he has his trailers here, but that's okay. So this is hard to do one hand. So I just come back here and throw stuff over. Cover. Okay. Although you know who's not here today that I'm kind of surprised is Verna. Hope she's doing all right. All right, let's come around here. Grab the rest of my stuff and we'll go inside. We need... The trailer confused you? Yeah, that's my father-in-law. So it's actually We have an interesting deal going on kind of with the property and all that with him. So it's good stuff though. Shh, Solo, stop. Everyone's sleeping. Solo's in here barking away. Alright. Solo, shh, buddy. Okay. We'll try and get through fast before everyone comes running out talking to me, not realizing I'm on the live. Okay. There we go. You coming, Chewy? Come on. You wanna come outside? Let's get him. He's deaf and blind and he's not doing all that hot. Okay. Go. And we'll go change our shoes. Solo wants to play. Do you want to play? He says, let's play. Okay, let's change our shoes real quick. So I'm using my tripod in a little bit different of a way. Farmer Casey there had it going a little differently on this pole. By the way, Steve, that tool you sent me has come in handy. It really has. I do appreciate that so much. And I'll show here on the build. You'll see. We'll be using it today too if I can get far enough along. I'm gonna put my boots on. Check out this corn. So we finished harvesting our corn. These ones we're keeping just for like decorative kind of. There's a bunch of them here, but excuse me. We're gonna let those dry out. You wanna say hi? Come here. Okay, okay. You can say hi. Say hi. Hi. There we go. All right, got our boots on. We're gonna come let out the other chicken. Let out the silkies, and we're gonna go over and work on their coop. Oh, see, someone must have said something. Speaking of Verna, hey Verna, good to see you. Welcome. I hope you're doing all right this morning. Okay, so let's see. I can't zoom out. That would be beneficial, but I've gotten a lot of work done today over this last couple of weeks here. So that big holes, that's where coop's gonna slide in. So we'll be moving that up in a week or two here, hopefully. Today I got to put on some metal mesh on this window. And I need to get a handle for it, but there we go. And then the door we kind of completed. And these again are all built in frames or in removable panels. So even the door is a removable panel. So if I take 6 screws out on the inside, the whole panel comes out with the door in it and everything. So this door has a window here, large window, so I can access it, give them feed, water, whatever, without having to open it all up. And so I'm going to be putting some screen on here. And then down here is a little door. I don't know if you can see that, but this is a little chicken door. So the chickens can come out. And then here is the main door. And so that opens real nice, real easy. I did tilt it and slant it a little bit, so it will shut pretty much itself for the most part. Close up. I might put a spring on it, and then we started getting, you can see over here on this other side. So I got this other panel in. I'm going to be putting screen in here. That's actually where we're going to start. And then in the back here, we're working on the last of the inner side panels. So this one here, you come in through that door into the coop. I do want a door that goes into the back area. I also just think it's kind of important to have a second door anyways, in case I lock myself in, because that has happened. So a little bit of redundancy. A spring would be more efficient. It would, yeah. I actually have a spring for it. We might put that on today. It's right over there. But so this whole one I've done a little bit different, whereas the other one, that door sits in the panel and it opens like that and that whole panel comes out. This one, I'm going to have the whole panel move. So this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to have a gate lock that's open from either side. And this one moves. So the whole panel moves for a large doorway. And that's because I'm not going to be accessing it all the time, just sometimes. So as for the chickens, they have, here I'm framing out, and I'm going to cut out the metal mesh there. They'll have a little door. That's because they're going to be able to have that back area as well. One thing I've learned about the chickens is, well, you keeping their minds busy is important. They do enjoy that. They get bored pretty easy. But they like being able to have access to different areas that they don't all the time. I found that kind of makes them feel like they're getting something new, even if it's something they get all the time. You know, kind of like letting you let them out of the house in the morning, or out of the coop, and they're extremely excited. So I'm going to mimic that a little bit. And so in the morning, their house door will open, and they'll be able to come out in here. And then a couple hours later, the little side door will open, and they'll be able to come out through the back area here. So this door will open up that way. Right where Solo's standing right here, that's going to be the other door that leads to the outside that way. So we'll show that, and then I'll start building some. Anyways, so this will be partially open right through here, and then there'll be a door right there, and they'll have all that. I have been putting up this bird netting up top. Like that. And then the side project, the last thing here I'm going to show. This is the other project I was talking about that I was wanting to buy that PVC for on a chain, is that little loft I got there. That's going to have the water on top of it. They'll gravity feed down here. Now I also have this bin though for feed. When I was using it in the other chicken area, the mice were getting up in it, and they would like burrow in it and hide. So I'm trying to think of different ways to kind of prevent that. And I have these actuators that I was using for the chicken doors before when I was building my own chicken doors. Everyone's going nuts. I haven't fed the quail yet. So anyways, I was thinking about putting this on a base somehow on that actuator, and then just lifting it up off the ground about that much at night. That's the idea. And hanging it from here, so that way nothing can get down. So even if something does jump like down onto the lid or something, they're not going to be able to get up and around to these little ports. Hopefully. That's the idea. So that's my little side project there. So the chicken coops, I have actuators I was using to build the doors. When I first started with the chickens and I was looking, those automatic doors, I was either just looking at the wrong ones or they've come down in price. I don't know. But when I was looking at those, 5 years ago or so, it was like $160, and I wasn't going to spend that on a door. So I bought the actuators and the relays and all that, and I built my own and the sensors and stuff. And that was a lot cheaper. But now you can get these doors for like $30. They're way better and solar powered and all that. So I stopped doing that. So I got to repurpose these actuators. Manly man doing manly things. Hey, Andy, good to see you. Welcome. All right, so I'm going to set this over here. We're going to let these silkies out, and then I'm going to start building some. Welcome, Andy. Today you guys are getting a IRL type stream. I just don't have much of a plan. You're joining me doing things that I would be doing. So we'll let these silkies out so they can come out and roam around. And I gotta decide where I'm gonna start on projects today. And I think what I'm gonna do is start by cutting out a piece of metal and putting the hardware cloth over there. So let's flip this around. I'm gonna go grab my necessary supplies. Actually, we'll leave it here while I get my supplies. I'm going to let you guys take a look at these silkies. I got to go get my metal and my cutters. There we go. And then I will be right back. First of all, so as part of me doing projects and my ADD and all that, I decide what projects I'm going to do based on what tools I can find and haven't lost at the time. So that does dictate often what projects I'm doing at the time. All right, got the clippers. Let me go grab some metal. Go on. Solo can open this gate, and that's on purpose. I talked about that. So around the base and the lower part of the coop, I decided to use the 1/4 inch hardware cloth. And then around the top, just for better visibility and all, I'm using the 1/2 inch hardware cloth. Yeah, why? I'm going to check and see if these quail need food real quick here. You like the security of the screws and washers? Yeah, opposed to staples. So actually, I've had a couple of people comment on that, and there was a good reason I did that, several reasons. And I'll go over that in just a second. I'm going to grab some feed here for these quail. They're going berserk in here. I need to come collect their eggs. I just want to make sure they're not going hungry. There we go. Everyone's waking up. All right, cool. Yeah, so I decided to go with the screws and washers all around on wherever I put hardware cloth and all that. It's a little bit more expensive for sure, definitely more expensive than the staples, but I staple things, they come out on their own as things pull out. I find myself having to remove stuff, and so I pop in all these staples out, and then I got to pick them all up so no one steps on them. I really don't like working with them. I mean, you can do them better, I guess, but then you don't even have that ease of access to remove it. And so I constantly change things. I like to remove and add and build and do all that. So for me, it makes a lot more sense using the washers and screws. It's also a lot more secure, definitely. So it kind of also fell in with my theme of having all this semi-portable, so yeah, it's a good way to go. Yeah, and sometimes the staples don't want to penetrate that wood either. So I got a roll here of hardware cloth. And I'm going to see what size I need, and then I'll come around, we'll cut it, and I'll move the camera over here. Real exciting today. All right, let's see what size I need here. There we go. And about like that, yeah. Just took my very scientific measurement. There we go. And we're going to cut this to size. So I'm hoping by just raising this feed off the ground, that's going to keep any rodents from it. My other idea, if that doesn't work, is to get a second container, kind of that's on top, but upside down, that it raises it up into. I might just be really overthinking it, but that's what we're going to do. So my goal here, and I keep saying it, but I think some of it is I have the goal, I just didn't really know how I was going to go about it, is I want to stream more. I've been saying that for a long time, going more days a week. Coming up with the content and all is sometimes difficult. So I still am going to be doing the DIY stuff and all those videos in my normal format, but I'm going to be driving for the next probably 2-3 months in a little bit different direction. I'm going to be doing some more just IRL type or live streams of me working, building things, just kind of out here doing chores and stuff. I'll pepper in the DIYs and stuff, but my focus is going to be more so here for a couple months is going to be on, to be completely honest with you, getting watch hours. Things are expensive nowadays. And I have enough content out there that getting monetized is definitely something I want to do. So I'm going to shoot for that. It's not my main goal on YouTube, of course, but it's something I'm going to shoot for over these next few months. And then once I gain that, I'm going to my goal is to cut back to more DIY type stuff and format. So anyways, be 100% honest, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So if you see me going live kind of like this quite a bit, and not necessarily having content like I like to do. I used to, when I first started YouTube, I liked referring to my channel as kind of a variety show. And so you get a little bit of everything, and I like planning it out. But you hear the rooster? Can you hear him? So I bought these no-crow rings, and they're Velcro rings. And will be inventive and worth duplicating. Thanks, Steve. So I put that, after about a good 45-minute fight with the rooster, I got that ring on his neck. So many jokes. I got that ring on his neck and fought him. And so it's not a no crow ring. It definitely, he still crows, but you can tell it's very uncomfortable for him. And so he's not as loud, and it doesn't do it quite as prolonged. So he'll crow and then stop. I definitely have noticed about, I would say, a 30%, maybe 40% decrease. I still go out and spray him a little bit. So is it worth having? Yeah, so far I'd say it's worth it. I don't think it's a miracle type thing at all, and it's not going to stop a rooster from being a rooster. It's not as loud at all, and it sounds like he's doing it like he's gurgling, kind of. Not like a bad gurgle, but I don't know. My wife says it sounds like he's being choked. He's perfectly fine. We can go take a look at him here in a minute, and I'll show everybody. But you do need to be mindful of the time. I think we're going to go till 10:30 this morning. We'll push it a little bit. And then Casey's still doing his filming and all that. School does take priority, so that's kind of what slowed him down this week. But he's still doing that. WB. What does WB mean? Poor little guy. What's WB mean, Verna? Oh, is Casey homeschooled? Casey is not homeschooled. So this is one area me and my wife do differ a little bit in opinion. She definitely thinks that the social aspect is important for him to be out of school. We both went through public schools and all that. We weren't introduced to homeschooling or anything ourselves. I really wish we could. However, the other side of that too, she's not necessarily against it. It's just we both work full-time plus jobs, and we need that to survive right now, unfortunately. So that is something I'm trying to get away from. We're trying to get away from that, but by the time we get there, Casey's probably going to be out of school. So no, he's not homeschooled. He does go to public school. So with that does come with some other challenges for us, though. And Jen does an excellent job on being really on top of what's going on in his school, talking to the teachers, what they're teaching, what he's getting, and all that. We talk to him about all the stuff, that we agree with or don't. And then also they don't teach a lot of the stuff there, that real life stuff you're going to need. So that's important for us to do here, and him to get, welcome back. Yeah. For him to get as well. So we just do the best we can. And we don't have, like friends really or anything. We don't have any groups or people we know. We could maybe get more involved in doing that. I don't know. Time goes too quick, and he's almost out already. So You understand that? So I do definitely see the benefit in it. I agree with it 100%. I really think more people should be. It just wasn't. It wasn't and isn't feasible for us in our situation. We both work way too much, and we work alternating schedules, basically, so that way Casey and Keith's driving now, but the kids could get to school and all their activities and everything they're involved in. So we kind of had to work alternating schedules. Yeah. Anyways, more power to people that do and are able to. It's definitely something I'd like to offer. Maybe when my kids have kids eventually someday, maybe I might be able to be in the position where I can offer to do that for them. Yeah, gotta do what's the best, and then we just gotta make sure we supplement that by being really aware of what's going on in their school and stuff like that. You just can't be blind to that. And then, talking to them, I talked to them every morning about that stuff. I do, we pick them up and drive them though every day, so it gives us that time. They don't go to school near us; they're kind of far from us because we did pick up. In my opinion, the best school in the district or in the area, best schools, it's much better area where they go to school. So they're out of district, but so we try and do that too. They're in a very small school. They actually the school they're going to is in the homesteading, ranching community, if you will, area of Albuquerque. So he gets a lot of that type stuff and people in his school. Let's see if the chicken's going to come through here. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Nope, Solo scared him off. So right there is there's the little chicken door, and the Roo is trying to come through it. Let's see if he'll do that. Solo's scaring him off. So I got my phone, my camera, on this tripod here. And Casey has it on the selfie stick, so it like extends it, and I kind of like that, but it makes it a little bit difficult. I shouldn't have moved it all around. I messed it up. It's a great school here. Whew, spinning everyone around. Right, let me try and fix this. Might have to take it off of here. There we go. Tighten that up. Nope, Solo's going to scare them all off. He's over there scaring them. It's a great school. Bye, Verna. Oh, is Verna leaving? Bye, Verna. You're going to have to rewatch later. You have to lay down. Oh, Verna, yep, we will see you. Thanks for coming. Have a blessed day. We'll see you later. Maybe if I did more work and less jabbering, I wouldn't be losing my voice, huh? This is just the tedious part, the time-consuming part. I'm cutting off all the little pins on here. I could just take the angle grinder, I guess, and rip them all off, but collecting them too so the birds don't step on them. Yeah, they go to a pretty good school, I think. So Keith's almost out. He'll be out and about. This is his last year, so. And he drives, and he only goes to school part of the day, so I'll be here working in the morning, and he shows up, and it's weird him, not being in school. Good boy, though. Real good boy. Goes to the gym, does his homework. I'm proud of him. So I am going to be going live again tomorrow. Like I said, my format's a little bit different, so it's not going to be really structured. It's going to be another one just like this, pretty much. And so I'm going to go live tomorrow at the same time at 9. Either 9 to 10 or 9 to 11, we'll see. And I'll be out here working. to get this project done. Your senior year, you only went to school 2 hours a day. That's cool. Unfortunately, I did well in school when I tried. I got good grades on tests and things when I tried. My mind would wander, and I was definitely one of those kids that was not in class and instead was getting into things until I discovered like auto shop and things like that. It's difficult to get me to sit still, and it was then too, in a school desk or something. I'm just not built for it. So I went to school full day senior year. I'll share something I'm not too proud of. I don't even know if CDB knows this. So my senior year, I needed an English credit to graduate because I had messed around in English too much. And I found out that I could take ESL, or English as a second language, and they couldn't tell me no, and that would count. So the ESL teacher was also the advanced teacher, the gifted teacher, I guess, and she didn't think it was funny. She didn't think it was cool at all. So she basically made me a teacher's aide, and she made me work for that grade. But yeah, I graduated. I didn't go to college. Probably should have. Everyone's different. Hey, Three Rivers, good morning. Good to see you. Are you out doing stuff with your goats? If you guys haven't checked out Three Rivers, go check him out. He's got a really cool channel. He's got some cool goats on his property and a little obstacle course, basically. We will get goats when we move, when we get a little bit more land. So we're on just under a 1/4 acre here, the entire property, including the house. And we might be able to get away with like 1 goat or something or 2, but we're just going to wait on that. So we're going to do rabbits and fish while we're here, if we don't move before. You just finished up with them? Well, welcome. I am doing a little building until 10:30. And right now all I'm doing is clipping off all these little ends, and I'm almost done. And then I got to cut the bottom of it. And then we'll go, and I'm going to attach it. And I'm using the outdoor nails and washers instead of staples on all this, on this build. It's an idea I'm very happy with. I'm glad I decided to do. Golly. Let me grab this rooster. This is Joseph. Let me show you Joseph. And hey, Three Rivers, or people who may not know, I've said it before, but if you don't know, maybe you can guess why his name's Joseph. Come here. Okay, so the roosters, if you carry them around with you some while you do chores and things, they get more friendly and they're not going to be crowing as much or a big pain in the butt. That rooster's too big for me to do that with. He is a big guy. There's an ant. That Orpington buff rooster is big. He is a big rooster and he is mean. And so we won't be doing that. But this is Joseph. He's the silky root. And I don't know if I can get the sun on him right. You might be able to see why his name's Joseph. That other one you hear is Peter. He's a good looking one. Yeah, I like this one. Now he will bite me. So I gotta make sure I keep my hands. He's not super tame yet. But he is, you can't really see, the camera's not picking it up well. But he has all of these colors through his coat. So his coat is green and purples and blacks and it's that iridescent, But it is beautiful. Oh, man, you really can't see it. Anyways, he's got a coat of many colors there. All right, where's my medal? He's going to run off. He says, stop it. Leave me alone. Solo, no. So if that rooster doesn't stop, I'll go spray him with the water and he'll stop. I live in the city, so I want to make sure I'm mindful of that. What's Andy saying? Hey, Matt. Hello, Matt's mama. Oh, the CDB saying who she is. All right, so I'm going to cut the bottom of this to size. So I've decided to go with a combination of the wood fence planks. I got them here and then on the bottom too, and then the metal mesh. So this particular panel here, this one doesn't move. It's just put in there. I can take it out, but I mean, it doesn't open or have doors or anything like that. So it's got the wood on the bottom. Actually, let me see if I can show way down here. You're not going to be able to see very well, but under here, so you gotta move. Go on. You need to move. Go on. Under here is a little bit of a gap of this 2x4, but on the inside I have metal mesh all the way around that goes underground. Then I have the wood panel, the wood fence planks that have just been boiled linseed oiled. And then we have the frames with the mesh so that way I can see through the windows. It lets light in. We have a lot of neighbors' cats here because it's an urban area. And so I don't want the cats sitting down on the bottom or up on the wall really, and like up here, and staring down on them, making them real nervous and stuff like that. So, and then also this is going to protect it from some wind and things like that. They'll be able to get around. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 side panels on this thing that go in and come out, and I can move them around. They're all the same size. So like if I want to take this panel and put it over there and take that door panel and put it over here, I can do that. That's fine. And so that way I can, when I do move it to wherever I'm going, I can rearrange the door or however. All right, now. You have roosters all over the area of crowing competition at 4. I wouldn't mind so much, but we are in a commercial, we have commercial property around us, and then we have some elderly neighbors and stuff. So I didn't want to be that guy, but I'm that guy, I guess. The silky rooster is really quiet. But Peter over there, that one is loud. He's pretty good. If I go spray him, he'll be quiet. 3 a.m. Jeez. Oh, 3. Your LGD got a cat last week. You don't know whose it was, but it's not an issue anymore. Yep. I have to take care of those issues. I do. So recently, though, out here at the chicken coop, it's not in the house, but the chicken coop area, we've had some little mouse friends. And so I actually have not been shooing the cats away lately. I'm hoping they get some of those, but I don't want to leave the chickens out when the cats are around. So the other chicken run, the whole area is covered. I actually started this a while ago, and it's part of my biosecurity here on the homestead. But because I am in an urban area and they aren't free range, I don't really have that ability, although we let them out on the property a lot. But I don't have the ability to free range them, so I might as well just go ahead and embrace the biosecurity aspect. And we have hawks around here too. So everything's covered up top and then around the sides where the chickens are. When I have them out in the yard, I'm usually out here, or the dogs are, being livestock guardian dogs, as best as a terrier can be. You had some bobcats. Ooh. Yeah. So that's another thing about the urban homestead. So these are all things I am going to encounter, I know, when we do move. So it's good to learn about. But here we have house cats. We have skunks. We have hawks. We have snakes. Rattlers, I guess. We don't have a lot of predators where I'm at. And I'm also in a walled-in neighborhood. So the skunk blew me away. I don't know how it got in here. All right, cool. And I left my screws and all that over there. So I got to go get those. And then this is going to go on here. And we're just going to put the screws all the way around. I am trying to line them up just for aesthetics. So across all the windows on the sides. And I'm trying to do it basically the same on all the panels. So if I did take this panel and put it over there next to the other panel, the screws are still going to match up. So that's the goal. Now these boards here are kind of glowing, and you can tell the difference. That's that boiled linseed oil. So that's what it protects it. All right, let me go get my screws and washers. And it looks like we got about 20 minutes, so I'm able to get these windows done today. I got a lot of work done. Okay. We'll open up our bounty from earlier. Our booty. Having a good livestock dog. This stuff is amazing, especially out here in the desert. So we don't get a lot of rain here. So my wood structures last a lot longer in a lot of places. The humidity is extremely low too. What we get out here though is that extremely low humidity dries out the wood, and then the UV rays, we're up here on the mesa at about almost 7,000 feet up. So the UV rays in the sun just bakes everything. So those are our biggest contenders. So that oil does well for us with that. We were actually just talking last night about a livestock guardian dog and what type we would get. I was looking at like Anatolies. My wife's looking at a couple other breeds, but we'll do that when we get land. For now, Solo here, the little Jack Russell Terrier mix. Solo. He's our livestock guardian dog right now. He does a job. He'll chase the cat off though. Linseed oil is fantastic. Yeah, high elevation wood protectant. Yep. So that's why I'm using it. I watch a lot of people in other areas, Mississippi or lower areas and stuff, and they burn their wood, I guess, a lot of times. They'll char it, and that helps. So that's something I've tried on a project over yonder. And so I was trying to just learn how to do that, because that's probably what I'll be doing, or tarring things and stuff. Hey, Dad. So I've been practicing with a couple different methods. Also with roofing. Over here we have the oiled canvas, or the waxed canvas roof on this one. We don't get a ton of rain, so hoping that will be okay. We've done a lot of metal roofing. On the coop itself, I think I'm going to do a poor man's fiberglass for the roof, because the house roof isn't big enough to collect water off of, so I'm not too worried about that. I gotta be mindful of time, sorry. Great Pyrenees, yeah. Anatolians, yep. Are great too. They're both nocturnal. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, I'm hoping to get a couple dogs. The chickens are laying. All right, these washers are awesome. So I buy a box of these. I can reuse them. So like another thing, the staples, although it's more cost up front, those staples I can't reuse. But these washers and the outdoor screws I can reuse. So on all my projects, I like using, that's why I use them over screws over nails and stuff. Unless it's an area where it needs shear strength and you want that nail, screws work just fine. And on any of the builds I'm doing now, it's not a problem. I just gotta make sure I use the right screws, deck screws, outdoor screws, or you're gonna get rusting and running and all that. And he says, if I got a livestock dog, it'd be a Great Pyrenees. You had 3 babies in the past and you love them. You don't have enough yard to have one. Oh yeah, you don't have enough yard. So I think when I'm doing these lives this week later, I'm gonna have to do something else. All right, I gotta go grab my driver. I'll be right back. I'm like Oh, cool. Spice mom's out here. She brought the chicken rice,
Yeah, they're quiet.
leftover rice. So now they're quiet. You can say hi if you want. You don't have to. Yeah, I'm only going to be on though for 15 minutes. And then I got to go, ooh, that chicken's trying to attack me. They like to jump at me when I come in. All right, so let's see. I'll put this up here and start on one corner. And I'm going to line it up, like I said, with these other ones. And drill that in just like that. There we go. And I don't tighten them down all the way until I get most of them on one side, like 2 or 3 of them in, and then I can kind of mash it and tighten them down. That's just so I can get some tension on it. Yeah, good dogs. And this is how I do my super scientific measuring. Now the back of this I'll show in a minute, but I did leave well, I'll show it now. I did leave, so everything is done for purpose. You know, it may not look like it. And so the gaps I have here on the board and around, I did this on purpose, and this is so that I'm going to build another panel with these 2x2s that is solid. I'm just going to use greenhouse plastic for that. I have to replace my greenhouse anyway, so we're going to use some of that old plastic. And those are going to be winter panels that when it does get really, really cold here in the January or so, I can come in the inside of the run so they don't blow away and just place these panels in here, and they'll just get attached with 2 or 3 screws on the insides. So that's why that's built that way. So this whole thing is with the goal in mind of being able to move it and take it with me. That's how all my builds from now on are going. As soon as we're done with this build, I actually got to build a dog house and a little playhouse over here. There we go. So I actually have my other drill. My old drill is all set up with the it's all set up with the bit for the jig for my pocket screws. So these and then the circular saw, those have been the 3 tools I've used pretty much for this whole build. Has been a circular saw, the driver, and the pocket hole jig, and then this driver here as well. And been able to get everything done on with that. So yeah. I don't use plans. I use my ADD Spectrum mind. My wife calls it playing Tetris. She says I come out and just build. So the way I think of how I build is kind of organically. I like to think of it as growing. And so I will start on one side and I get a good idea and we'll move around with that. Now my builds, because I don't use plans, often evolve throughout it. So from either from one build to another or within the same build as I progress on it, you know, I get a little bit better. However, this homestead here is somewhat of a hobby homestead. It's a learning homestead. So I like to call it a sandbox homestead. And that's actually one of my other YouTube channels, Sandbox Homestead. But we are learning here. I'm learning here. We're all learning here how to do things in different areas, such as burning poles over there or linseed oiling them here. I'm trying a lot of different methods, and I'm also trying to research different areas of the country. So that way, when I do, wherever we do end up, it'll probably be here in New Mexico, but when we do end up somewhere on more land, I'll have a little bit better idea of what I'm going to do. So I'm not coming across all these things then and building infrastructure then that isn't adequate for what I need. Now, as to whether that's a good thing or not using plans, I don't know. Sometimes not. It makes it difficult when people want to know, though. And so this one in particular, and a couple of my other ones, I think I am going to go back and just measurements and spend the time to draw them up and make plans afterwards in reverse. So if someone wanted to copy it, they could. I got 10 minutes. And I got to make myself lunch today. I'm going to take a shower, and I got to get the rest of the animals fed. Some people do better going off plans, and they can visualize it, easier that way and build it. I visualize it in my head. Actually, so this is what I do. Before I fall asleep, one of the last things, I do, I say my prayers, I do all that. I'll take my music out. And I'll lay there as I drift off to sleep, and I think about, that's when I do my planning basically. And I try and visualize it in my head, how the parts are going to go, where they're going to go on it. Like, so if I was I'm thinking, last night I was thinking about this door frame actually, and how this door was going to go. So in my head, I see the hinges, I see how I'm going to place the windows. Are they going to be operational or not? And then that's kind of where I go from there. And I wake up the next morning and I'm excited to get at it. I don't like sleeping, not because I don't like being asleep. It's fun. It feels good. Of course, taking naps and all that. But I'm just there's so much to do. I got so much to do, and there's so much to learn and discover and get done in the day and night that I don't like sleeping. I like to be up doing things and stuff. You built 4 different quail hutches until you got your final one. Yep. So the first one I built over here was the one that's kind of built like Chris did from Slightly Rednecked, my version of that. And so I did that one. I've bought some. I'm going to be building new quail ones. That's in my plans. It's 2 or 3 builds off, but I want to build some new quail cages that hang, kind of like Aaron's got there. And I have decided the breed of quail. I finally have decided on the breed I like the most, and I want to be using for here on out for the most part, which kind of stinks because it looks like people aren't selling that breed. But so I'm going to be going with the Autumn Ambers. Those are the ones I like the best in color and temperament. They're feather sexable. They do really well here. So the Autumn Ambers are the ones I finally decided on after switching around with a bunch of different breeds and trying different ones out. So Autumn Ambers are the ones I'm going to be propagating. Took me a while to see. That's part of what I'm doing here too. I'm figuring out what animals I want, what breeds in particular of different animals, and why. We love the silkies. Of course, you can eat the eggs. They are a little bit more of a pet, but they have other purposes too. I love the silkies. As far as the other chickens go, I like the Orpington buffs a lot. So we're going to be, right now we do have that barnyard mix, but we'll be switching over to more of an Orpington buff flock. That's why we got the Orpington rooster. I checked my super fancy Casio F91W with the NATO wristband. Yeah, I love this watch. Absolutely love it. Super simple. Does what I need it to do. And that male rooster is doing his job. So these 1 and 5/8 inch outdoor screws are a little bit big for the just for the 2x2 if I'm doing it alone. They kind of poke out, but in conjunction with these washers, they're perfect. Normally right now I still need to do some watering too. Oh man, I forgot that. I gotta water this other garden. So by including you guys in my builds most days, I'm going to be able to see how much I get done on camera versus how much I get done off camera. You'll all will be able to see that as well by how much I have done from day to day. So today is one of the main egg-laying days for these chickens. So they'll go crazy on Sundays, and pretty much every other day they all go nuts. You like the jumbos over the colors. The Pharaoh. I like the whites. So I was going to say that. The whites was the other one I do really like, but when they get aggressive, man, I got to clean up all those spots. Pharaohs was another one I was thinking of because you're right, the jumbos. Now my autumn ambers are pretty big. They're pretty big birds, but even the temperament though with these autumn ambers, I just really enjoy. I don't think I've tried the Pharaohs, Steve. So I might maybe you halted my final decision. Maybe I'll have to experiment with some Pharaohs too. I did notice though that it doesn't look like Zach's selling a lot. That's funny that I think that's really funny that they put that for hold. We also have cats of the human kind that like to come over my wall here. That's part of the urban homestead too. Not very often, but so that is a huge reason that the entire back wall here is chicken run and structure. So they'd have to get through that. Everyone's going nuts. There's a chicken under my feet. I'm going to go make them quiet down for a moment. And then I'm actually going to come say goodbye for today. Is it going to show that comment? It says another moderator handled it. That's funny. I don't know, Steve. I think it's funny that they blocked that comment. He says he doesn't have aggression, I think, when he puts the lights together. I'm going to read it. Steve says, I don't have the aggression as long as I keep the whites together. And YouTube decided to block that. That's funny. All right, let's go calm these guys down. YouTube's thinking we're talking about racial things. All right, so here's these little guys out here. Ooh, my thing's falling over. We're gonna go make these guys calm down. Hey, they got out. Oh no, they escaped. We got a chicken run. All right, I gotta capture these guys. Looks like we got 2 of them out. So let me go chase that other one down. Just a sec. It ran off that way. Over yonder. Come here, not Nikki. The silkies aren't very hard to catch. Okay, so this here is not Nikki. That is her name, not Nikki. Say hi, not Nikki. Chicken roundup. There you go. Go back over there. And this one is Speckles. Oh, I got to show our new homestead friend. We actually got like 5 or 6 of them now. But... All right, so I have a little latch here. I can latch this so they won't get out. Solo probably let them out. The chickens are quiet already, so I don't need to calm them down. But let's look at this other friend before I hop off. Those ones aren't hard to round up. It's the other ones that are hard. Actually, we got 2 things we got to look at. First, the friend. Is it going to focus on it? Let's see. Oh, Solo's going to make a move. Solo, move. Your tail's going to get in the web. So this is an Orby. This is Orby, our orb spider. It's a pretty big spider, you can see by my thumb. It's not focusing very well, but so this spider's over here catching bugs. It was over here, and then it moved. And then we have another one too. Little friends. Okay, there's the rooster. You can't even tell he has that Velcro ring on his neck. It's under the feathers there. And it just makes it really uncomfortable to crow real loud. There's about a pinky finger space between it. So I could tighten it more, but he's not too bad with it. He's pretty good. How do I calm them? So just like cats, pretty much if I come out here, they'll be quiet. But I have this little squirt bottle, and I just put some water in it. And I'll come out, and they pretty much know. If they're being super loud in here, just crowing at each other and being noisy, I get a little squirt, 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 squirt. I don't even hit them. And it's empty right now, but they know just from seeing it. They'll give me clucks, but then they'll get quiet. And you do that, and then they'll be quiet. I don't even squirt them, really. But see, that one's laying an egg, so I'm not going to... It's because I was shooting in the house. She got mad. Now I made her noisy. She wouldn't have been noisy before. Oh, we got a bunch of eggs in here, though. So I like, if you have places you set your eggs while you're collecting them and stuff, I found putting just a little piece of hardware cloth there is great because they won't roll around. I'll come get those later. They're in the sun. Let's go back here, and I got to sign off. It is time for me to get ready for work. Okay, so let's come back here. We'll sign off. All right. Oh, we got another one held for review. Let's see. CDB said. Oh, I don't know. YouTube's funny that it keeps blocking things it thinks are racist. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate everyone being here. You guys rock. It's been good conversation. I enjoy catching up. I do. These, like I said earlier, and I'll just reiterate one more time, these live streams for the next month or two, couple months here, are going to be a little different, more IRL style, and just kind of me doing things around here. And then I'll pepper in my normal content as well. But that's what we're doing. Hey, you have a good day, Andy. Appreciate you being here. CDB. If we still have Paul and Steve, I'm not sure who all is still in here. The Three Rivers, I don't know if you guys are all still in here. Anyone's still in here, though. You guys have a good day, and anyone that's not in here as well. Y'all have a good day. Stay strong. Go out there, do the things. Go out there with purpose. Make sure even in small things you do, you're doing it for some purpose and for the right reasons. That is my little public service announcement for the day. Have a good one. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.